Inculturation. And we said it was integrating the Christian beliefs and values into our cultural and traditional cultures, that it was necessary for the gospel to penetrate all the tenets of society to the right into the hinterlands, and that cultural barriers should not stand the way for the spread of the gospel. We said that inculturation was not criticizing the cultures, but rather harmonizing Christian beliefs, values with our tradition, with the aim of having the furthest penetration of the gospel to the hinterlands. That is it. The church, the Catholic Church, is a universal church, and the values of the church should cut across and go into the hinterlands. And the church can play a significant role in ensuring that the cultures, the key messages of love, of compassion, of empathy, of the reconciliation, of justice, pass across. They should be the same messages all across. And we said that if these messages go through, people will live in harmony. There will be peace. It will be a way of building peace by making sure that the key messages of Christianity, which cut across the traditional cultures, are the same. There will be peace and harmony in society, and that will help in peace building. And we said and agreed again that peace building is not a one-time issue. It takes time, it takes investments, it takes deliberate efforts to be able to make sure that the 8 pillars of peace are implemented. It is not like what we did in Cameroon some years ago. We called a meeting, we called it Grand National Dialogue, and we thought that it was going to solve all the problems that Cameroonians have been having. Peace building is not an isolated act. It is a continuous and conscious effort to put in the attitudes, the right attitudes, the structures, the right institutions that create and sustain peace. And the way of doing this is by implementing the 8 pillars of peace, having a functional government, having equal, equitable distribution of resources, free flow of information, good neighborliness, good relationship with our neighbors, making sure that we have high levels of human capital, respecting the rights of others, low levels of corruption, and a free business environment, where there are no bottlenecks to creating businesses, where there's no, where bribes are not being requested, and where everybody can thrive in business. So we also agreed that positive peace, high levels of positive peace are associated with high per capita income because the resources are equitably distributed. There's resilience, the institutions and structures are in place that if there's anything, they will intervene to ensure that there is peace. There's a better environment because they make sure that the structures make sure that there is good air, people can live normally without so many tensions in the society. The high measure of well-being, everybody is happy because of the peacefulness that is around, and there is a better performance of the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goals 16, which is on inclusiveness. Inculturation is the way out. There are challenges to inculturation, but if we remain focused and determined, persevering, we will get through. Because globalization, with all its consequences, can affect a people's way of life. That is one of them. And even to integrate religious teachings with some of the traditional practices can be sometimes very challenging. So we need a lot of perseverance. We need a lot of education. We need to remain focused for this to be able to go through. Maybe I would like to go to the second part of my intervention, which deals with measuring peacefulness. Which is the most peaceful country in Africa? Which is the least peaceful country in Africa? How do we arrive at this? Why I want us to look at this is because I want to let you know that there is a lot to be done and that no contribution is small. What small contribution we do in our parishes will extend right up to the dioceses and beyond. So, can I put on the measuring peacefulness? Measuring peacefulness. There are 59 conflicts in the world as we speak. 59 state-owned conflicts in the world. 59. And out of these 59 global conflicts, 36 are found in Africa. 36 are found in Africa. So it means that we have a lot to do. There's no translation? No. Okay, put on your these things. Let me go over again.
Is the translation moving now?
Is it okay?
Okay.
Can they put on the presentation? As I was saying, there are 59 active state-based conflicts in Africa, in the world, globally. And out of these 59, 36 are found in Africa. You can imagine that almost more than half of the global conflicts are found in Africa. This is a call for concern for all of us. And the global conflicts in the world, the impact of the 59 conflicts is evaluated at $19.97 trillion, not billion, dollars. That is the money that should have been used for peace building, but it is now, today, being used to solve the problems of conflicts in the world. $19.97 trillion. Imagine what that kind of money could have done. So we are at a crossroad, because if this continues, the level of peacefulness will continue to decline. The equivalent of 19.97 trillion is 11.6 global gross domestic product. That is the value. It's 11.6. That is money that could have been used for peace building and development. It is now used for conflict. And if we do not take time, it continues to increase at even a proportional level. The 59 conflicts we have and the 36 we have in Africa do not include the conflict in Ethiopia. They do not include the conflicts in Cameroon. They do not include the conflicts in Nigeria. They do not include the conflict in Rwanda. These are countries with internal conflicts that if care is not taken, the conflicts will escalate. It would escalate and add to the numbers that I have given above. So we need to do something really, really strong. Yes. We come from dioceses across Africa. And I think that the church has a very significant role to play. Because if the church that has the moral authority, that is listened to, takes initiatives, not all of them may work, but some will work. And that will decrease tensions. And it will decrease the number of conflicts that we have in the world. The Institute of Economics and Peace, every year, they bring out a report they call Global Peace Index Report. They bring it out every year. They start gathering the information from the 1st of April, and then they end on the 31st of March every year. So the report for 2025 just came out. And the state of global peacefulness has again fallen to 0.36%. It has declined again. This is the 6th consecutive time that the Global Peace Index is falling, meaning that there are more conflicts in the world, there are more conflicts that remain unresolved in the world, there are more ongoing conflicts. So it has declined by less than 1%, that is 0.36% for the year 2025. This year, 2025, from the Global Peace Index report, 87 countries in the world deteriorated in peacefulness, 87. And 74 countries improved. So 74 countries improved in peacefulness and 84 countries deteriorated. So meaning that the state of peacefulness in the world is decreasing. And that should be a cause for concern. So the report for 2025 is the 19th Global Peace Index report that has been published ever since its inception in 2008. And it concerns 163 countries. 163 countries. And meaning, translated into reality, more than 3/4 of the world population is included. Because we know there are 193 countries, sovereign countries in the world. But this Global Peace Index concerns only 163 countries. So when you know the position of your country, you know that it's over 163. And the 163 represent 99.7% of the global population. So some people will ask, how do they measure this peacefulness? There are indicators. There are 3 domains that are taken into consideration, and the 3 domains have 23 indicators. So they start gathering the data from the 1st of April to the 31st of March. And then they include their findings with what they call the ecological threat report. Ecological threat report, they include it there, and they include it with the global terrorism report. Many of the conflicts we have in the world now are because of resources, including land, including water, and so on. So that comes under the ecological threat report. And you know problems of terrorism in the world because of ideologies and so on. That is the terrorism threat report. So they take all these 3 reports into consideration, and then they come out with the global report, the global index, peace index report. Yes, we have talked about the equivalent of violence reached approximately $19.97 trillion in 2024, accounting for 11.56% of the global gross domestic product. Of course, of the amount of money, the 19.97 trillion, more than half of this amount is on military training, on military expenditure. Military expenditure. So military expenditure to us peace builders is not a productive way of maintaining peace. Yes. Because if that money was used only for development, for peace building, we would not be where we are today. You see, this is from the report, 2025 report, Global Peace Index report. You see the most peaceful country in the world? Look at the 10 most peaceful countries in the world. You see, the first is Iceland. Even last year in 2024, Iceland remained the most peaceful country in the world. Iceland is after North America as you're going up there. After Iceland, the next is Ireland. The second, Ireland. Then the third is New Zealand. The fourth is Austria. The fifth is Switzerland. You have Singapore. You have Portugal. You have Denmark. You have Slovenia. And you have Finland. These are the most peaceful countries in the world, following the 2025 Global Peace Index report. No African country. None. But look at the least most peaceful countries in the world. Africa comes in. Russia is the least peaceful country in the world, followed by Ukraine. Then Africa comes in, Sudan. Then DR Congo. Then fifth, Yemen. Afghanistan. Afghanistan topped the list of the least peaceful countries in the world for over 5 years. But about 2 or 3 years ago, when the Taliban took over and became the governmental authority, Afghanistan left the list, the wanted list. They were now recognized as the legitimate rulers of Afghanistan. That is why they were included. And ever since they came into power, they have they've established institutions and structures that has improved their level of peacefulness. And that is why they are the sixth. After Afghanistan, you have Syria, you have South Sudan, you have Israel, and then you have Mali. So these are the 10 least peaceful countries in the world. And you see that 4 of them are Africa. Africa. This is not good for us. So let us look at Africa. The most peaceful countries in Africa. 5 most peaceful countries in Africa. The first, Mauritius. Mauritius. That is the country that is at peace in Africa. Mauritius. And the next one, Botswana. Botswana. The next one, Namibia. The next one, Gambia. Ever since that their president, Yaya, somebody left power, the new president started establishing structures and institutions that has made them more peaceful than they used to be. All these countries still have issues, but they are the most peaceful in Africa. Then the last one is Sierra Leone. You see, Sierra Leone, congratulations. You are the fit. But a lot still has to be done. Look at the position of Sierra Leone. It's 57 from the 163 countries that were taken into consideration. So you have 57. Gambia has 55. Namibia 50. Botswana 46. And the least one. So you see that even though we consider them as most peaceful in Africa, a lot still has to be done. A lot of work still has to be done. But they're on a good footing. Then let's look at the least peaceful countries in Africa. These are them. Which is the first? Sudan. Sudan. Which is the second? DR Congo. Which is the third? South Sudan. Which is the other one? Mali. And this one? Burkina Faso. So you see the positions they have on the list. So we have a lot to, yeah. So amongst the 50 most peaceful countries in the world, only 1 or 2 are from Africa. But among the most peaceful, only 1 or 2 come from Africa. Amongst the least peaceful, 4, almost half, come from Africa. So we have a lot of work to do. And the work starts from us. It starts from us. So somebody was asking, how do they measure this peacefulness? As I told you, there are 3 domains. The first domain is this one, measures of ongoing domestic and international conflict, including intensity of organized internal conflicts. So the conflicts you have internally and the conflicts you have externally is one of them. The relations you have with neighboring countries is one of them. It determines how peaceful you are. And the number of deaths that are generated from conflict. So the first one is the measures of ongoing domestic and international conflict, which includes intensity of organized internal conflicts, relationship with neighboring countries, and the number of deaths generated. The second domain is measures of societal safety and security. Measures of societal safety and security, including the number of refugees and IDPs. So the number of refugees and IDPs are taken into consideration. when calculating the peacefulness. What forced them to go out, to migrate? The impact of terrorism, like in Cameroon we have Boko Haram activities in the north. Those are the kind of things they take into consideration. The homicide and incarceration rates, they take that into consideration. So the number of people you have in prison is taken into consideration. And the number of people that commit suicide is taken into consideration. Then the third domain is the measures of militarization, including military expenditure, the number of armed service personnel, and the ease of access to small weapons. This is important. So when you look at the military expenditure of most of our African countries, you see that it's almost half of the budget. But when they are calculating peacefulness, they take that into consideration. The number of soldiers in your army, in your police, in your whatever, is taken into consideration. And how easy is it to acquire small arms? Is taken into consideration. So these are the three domains that they use. They collect data from 1st of April to 31st of March to come out with the global peace report. Okay. Apart from the three domains, you have 23 indicators, which we will not go into. So they get data on these 23 indicators to determine which country is more peaceful than the other. Okay. 9 countries are represented in this our training. Let us look at the scores for 2025 according to the Global Peace Index. Where do our countries fall? From the 196 countries. Cameroon, we are number 137. 137. Last year we were 137, but in 2023 we were 139. So we have improved by 2 points, which is far too insignificant. We need to put in structures, institutions, and develop attitudes that will create and maintain peace in Cameroon. This is not good at all. Then Burundi. Burundi is
133.
133. Burundi 133 is better than Cameroon. This is bad news. But that is not good enough. We still need a lot to do. DR Congo 160 from 163. There is a lot more to be done. And it can start from the church. It can start from the church. In peace building, no endeavor is small. Just a small endeavor can have replicating and other better effects. So Madagascar, 59. That is so good for Madagascar. This year, 59. That is good. But there is still room for improvement. There's still need for improvement. Sierra Leone, 57. 57, that's good, Sierra Leone. That is good, but not good enough. We still need to do better. Nigeria. Nigeria, 148. Just a step behind Cameroon. Yes. There is a conflict in Cameroon. There's internal conflicts in Nigeria. If nothing is done, next year, their position will not be good as well. So we need a lot to do.
Tanzania.
73.
73,
Tanzania. Good, but not good enough. Tanzania, good, but not good enough. A lot still needs to be done. And Kenya.
127.
Yeah, like their brother Cameroon. A lot needs to be done, a lot. And Cameroon is there being followed by Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
You need to work as well.
139.
You
138.
You see that our countries are falling behind. And the statistics that this report generates every year is what is used globally by the UN, by the World Bank, and so the work that these people do to produce this yearly reports, they're very, very important. The only credible report that come out, that institute produce a report in real time. If the UN just calls them now that we need a report on this country, on this, they produce. So they call it Institute of Economic and Peace, that I am their ambassador. So they're doing a lot of good work. They have regional offices in all the regions of Africa, of the world. In Africa, the office is in Johannesburg, in South Africa. Then they have offices across Africa. So these reports, I urge you every year to look at the reports of your country, to see the position of your country, to see what contribution you can make in your little way to make sure that your country improves in the next many people ask me about countries like USA, countries and so on, UK and so on. They wanted me to situate where these countries fall. I am not the one who does the data collection, but I am only privy to have the reports. So you see the US, you see their position. The position, US is not better than us.
128.
Yes, 138. Cameroon is 137. So you see the reason for this is that many conflicts that occur in the world are provoked by the policies of the United States. That is why the classification puts them there. And many other things. Yes. In Uganda, for example, they say, oh, there is something they call gay marriages or whatever. The Ugandan government says, no, if you are in that, you are condemned to death and you are killed. But they continue pushing, tying their aid to that. If you want America to give you aid, you must make sure you don't punish people who engage in certain practices, and so on and so forth. So the negative things that fuel conflicts in many countries around the world, especially in Africa, are because of the policies of the United States. And that is it. UK is better. You see? The UK is a quiet partner to the US, but they make sure that internally they do their own things. They don't listen to other heads of state. Somebody was talking about Donald Trump, the president of the United States, mediating between DRC and Rwanda. You saw him sitting. Our presidents were standing. It already showed that there was no equality. And throughout, he continued pushing ahead the interests of the U.S. So it was a transactional kind of thing. It was not actually, That's what people say. I don't know. For me, when I looked at it, I thought that it was normal. But the commentaries I got after. So Spain. You see? Spain is doing quite fine. And since Prof. Martin is here, I decided to add Italy. Italy is doing good. But we thought that Italy could do better considering that it's the seat of the Pope. I didn't put Vatican because I didn't see Vatican in the report. So in the report, there's only Italy.
Vatican has no prison.
So in my presentation that I'll hand over, all the countries have provided this table from the list, from the most peaceful country to the least peaceful country in the world. So that is it. So that is it. Can we go to the Chong? To the Chong? I want to, in my next intervention, to show you how the Chong society, the traditional religious society we have in my division, is a peace-building institution that ensures peacefulness and arbitration. So, because you cannot talk of peace building without justice. You cannot talk of peace building without accountability. So I want us to quickly look through our traditional institution of Chong, that I am an official, and to see how it helps in maintaining harmony in the village. So, I don't know whether we'll have time. I also have a short film that shows the importance of culture in whatever we do. The importance. You will see some Europeans who first came to Africa, and because they didn't seek, or they didn't work with the cultures, the cultures of the various people, they ran into problems. And they spent huge amounts of money without any benefit, because they had not listened to the people, they had not worked along with the people. So even if we don't look at that film today, maybe Father will look time before we vacate to yeah. No, this is, that one is Chong. Yes, this is it. The Boyo, the Kom Kingdom is located in Boyo. It's one of the 7 divisions of the northwest region of Cameroon. It is covering a massive landscape, like you see here, 1,592 square meters. It has a population of 199.725, according to this census that was carried out. The headquarters of Boyo Division is Fultang. It is one of the 7 kingdoms of the northwest region, and the capital, Atongli-Achong is the capital seat of the traditional government of the kingdom of Kom. You see pictures of members of Chong. Some of the pictures that you here. Many people know this one, Alhaji Bako. He is a Muslim, but he is a notable. He is a Chong, a Bo-Chong. He owns a Chong. So he understands the importance of Chong in peace building. Even though he's a Muslim, but he has a Chong. This map shows the location of Boyo Division in the map of the northwest region. The traditional institution is called Chong. As you see, we did something on inculturation. You see in the picture, you see the Archbishop of Bamenda, and you see our fund. So they are working together. That is inculturation. This was a maiden visit of the Archbishop to the Paramount Fund of Kom. And you see that it is taking root. And when other community leaders will see the Paramount Fund with the Archbishop, they know that there's something important. So the Chong tradition, the Chong society, is an association, is an institution, a prestigious institution of men. And Chong, there are two ways of acquiring, becoming a Bochong income. One of the ways is that it is given to you by the fund, by the Paramount Fund, who is the head of all Bochongs. He gives to you when you do something spectacular. You bring in an achievement which is unique in your field. And in recognition, the fund will authorize you to open a Chong as a reward for what you have done. That's one way of acquiring, becoming a Bochong. Another way of becoming a Bochong is through inheritance. Like my father is a Bochong right now. I cannot become a Bochong until my father has died. So when my father has died, I will do a few traditional rites to acquire it. But because I am his right-hand man, I am like his, the person who manages the Chong as an Atongli-Achong. I will remain in that role until I perform the rite to become a Bochong myself, and then I will look for a trusted son to become the Atongli-Achong, who is the main person that runs the daily affairs of the Chong. The Chong, and of course, the mission of the Chong is to ensure that there is harmony at the level of the village. There is love, there is compassion, there is love for one another, because the Kom community, they live a communal life, and it is the interest of the community that is paramount. So there's a code of conduct, because before you become a member of the Chong, you should be of exemplary conduct. You should be able to drink from the same cup that others drink, as they say. So it is a society for peace. It is a society that ensures that there's law and order, and that there's also accountability. There's justice and accountability. That is it. Yes, we have said all this, that the Chong is the property of the fund, and he can give it out either as compensation for exemplary achievement, or it is revived because the real Bochong has died. I said it was purely a men's group, but it involves the women as well. The Chong that is in my area in Bamenda, I am not the Bochong there. There's a Bochong, and my spouse is the Nachong. So my wife, my spouse, leads the women, the women's wing of that Chong society. Yeah. The Chong members are men, but their wives also constitute a subgroup in the Chong society. So it is inclusive. It is not discriminatory, but it's made up of people of exemplary conduct. There's a code of conduct. If you violate any rule and regulation, you are sanctioned. You are sanctioned. Not in the punitive and retributive sense. You are sanctioned in a way that brings you back, that builds trust, that repairs relationships. That is it. So this is the conflict resolution mechanism in Kom at village level, with Chong in particular. At the apex, as I said, only the paramount founder owns all the Chongs in Kom, and he is the first Bochong, and other Bochongs follow. So at the level, the fund is at the apex. The fund is at the apex. The executive, the fund's role is purely administrative. The executive branch is called the Qui Fund. The Qui Fund, it is this executive branch that is the supervisory authority of the Chongs. Of the Chongs. And it is this branch that ensures law and order in the Kom institutions, including Chong. And at the third rank, you have the Chong. In almost all the villages, you have the Chongs. Then you have the village traditional council. You have the Bonjongse. You have the elders. Then you have the villagers. You see, in every village, the village head has the Chongse, the Bonjongs, the Bochong, he has the Bonjong, he has the elders. So all decisions are not taken by one body, it's taken as a community. So they ensure that there is fairness, there is transparency, and that there is accountability. So this is how the conflict resolution mechanism in Kom is structured. Everything flows from the fund downwards. Downwards. The people here sit as a community, they take the decisions along with elders, and it goes up right to the fund. So it is structured. During a Kom sitting, anybody entering house is placed. The protocol is respected. 2 weeks before I came here, I attended the Kom convention in Dallas, in the USA. And as I entered, the whole house was full. Nobody knew me as a stranger coming in, so I looked for my place and sat down. Hardly was I seated, somebody came and pulled me up, said, no, this is where they come, here. This is the Kom house, this is the sitting, this is your seat. So everybody has a place. It is arranged in such a way that there's no fighting. Everybody has a place. And when they are sharing food, it is the same. When they slaughter the goats and so on, everybody, they know where the head goes, they know where the arm goes, they know where the legs, everything is taken care of. You see, we said that the Chong plays the role of arbitration. Yes, it does. Because those who violate the code of conduct are brought to order. There's a system where they call you to order, they ask you certain things to do, and people do them, they're happy to do them. Because the purpose of arbitration is not to alienate, as I said, it is instead to bring you back, bring you nearer, so that we remain one. That is the Chong philosophy, we remain one. We are one another's keeper. So I think that so far it has been doing a good job. There are problems, there are, of course, challenges that come up, but I think things are getting much better. And the good thing with our Chong is that it used to be an institution just based at home, at village level, but now as more and more Kom sons and daughters are moving out to the diaspora, they are constituting their own groups, and it is going on well. What then is, so what the Chong practice is restorative justice. Restorative justice takes care of the interest of of the victim, it takes care of the interests of the offender, and more importantly, it takes care of the interests of the community. In brief, that is what I am saying. Restorative justice, as you can see in this figure, it takes care of the victims. It takes care of the victims. It takes care of the communities, and it takes care of the offenders. So it builds trust. It builds trust. It is not to send away people, to alienate people. It is to integrate and build relationship, bring people who have fallen out to come back into the... So justice, truth-telling, and healing, you have talked about it. Truth is precious and the foundation of justice, and that is what is practiced in the Chong society. We should never be afraid to speak the truth. We seek and defend the truth always. There can be no effective peace building and development cannot take place without peace. And the key is restorative justice, which is unity, which brings back people. It doesn't alienate people. What we do is we follow the justice line. Justice line in the Chong, it doesn't only look at the bad side of things. It only looks at faults. It looks more at the harm that has been caused and how to repair the harm and how to bring back the person who has fallen out there. So it takes the human person into consideration. Yes. The judgments are compassionate. They are passed with love, not to send away people. Yeah. So as you see here, they try to balance the soft part of the issue against the regulations. But the important thing is to repair harm and not to alienate. So this is the justice lane that the Chong society tries to follow up. They make sure they follow the humanitarian principle of do no harm. And that is it. Key principles of restorative justice, repairing harm. The primary goal is to understand the harm caused by the offense and to find ways to repair it, which may include restitution, community service, or other agreed upon actions. Accountability. Offenders are encouraged to take responsibility for their actions and understand the impact of their behavior on victims and the community. This is very important. And inclusive, the process involves stakeholders, allowing victims to express their feelings and needs while giving offenders a chance to make amends. And voluntary participation. To be involved in the restorative process in the Chong, you must agree to participate. Because it's only when you agree to participate that you agree the outcomes. Simple as that. So that is it. So the Chong applies the principle of no harm. It preaches the African values of respect for elders. As the professor said yesterday, there are 3 commands, which means that the society encourages production, as stated in Genesis, go into the world and multiply. You must produce, you must make children, you must work food to feed the children, and you must prosper to make sure that there is a development. So we do all that in Chong. And the Chong society, to me, is a good peace-building institution. It is a good arbitration institution. It is an institution that ensures that there's fairness, there is justice, and there is accountability. Thank you. So, restorative justice is key. If there are any questions, we may take them. I don't know.
Yeah, want to find out the short video is how many minutes? The short video is how many minutes?
It's about 10 minutes.
Perhaps we can see it and then we ask questions after.
Okay. Please, you listen to the video and see what aspect of it concerns culture.
Yeah, I thank you very much, our elder. We get at least 5 minutes stretching ourselves, please.
How many minutes?
Just 5. Then we come back for the last session. Last session. I'm counting over.